What's up, motherfuckers?
Well, damn.
Good to see you. Believe it or not, we just got finished having a knockdown, drag out argument conversation with this crazy mofo over here to my left, the Nubian Sumo, because his crazy ass is under the impression that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
No.
Ain't that some shit?
No.
45 minutes, right, KG?
I said
and he said it was a Christmas movie. He said that Nakatani and
is not.
All knew it's a Christmas movie.
Not a
he
Christmas
said he
movie.
agreed with KG that they should, because it's made at Christmas time, they should be showing that in Star Wars at the same time. That's what this fool said on, our break in between, locking in the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you already know, the People's Choice Don Rodriguez is a liar. He has proven himself to be a liar over the course of the time that we have been on this show together.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So for you to believe, and it's not like it's not recorded already on this show that I've already said that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear any Maury Povich in it. I just heard you was like, I'm 1,000% positive, Maury. That's what we heard, right, KG?
The one thing about one difference between you and Maury Povich, you ain't never heard that you're not the father.
That's true. That is true. Thankfully, because I know KG been out there in the wilderness for a while. He was happy to hear that a couple times. Like in the case of Kevin.
Hey,
versus
you don't put your
the
government name
girl
on him, man.
stand.
You don't want to put your government name on him, man. What's wrong with this dude?
Let me say this right now. Let me say
it's off the chain today.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and take center. Let me take center stage real quick. Let me say this. From this day forth, do not refer to me as the big guy, KG. You refer to me as your champion. That's what you do. You refer to me as your champion. Champion. El champion. Les champion. That's what you refer to me to as. That's my name now. I am your champion. Thank you very much.
Champions have championships, don't they?
Yeah,
Locked him.
Last I checked, this bill's sitting over here behind me.
That's okay. What you doing tomorrow?
Not giving you this belt.
See? See? I can go give me a bowl of cereal right now, man. I don't want to talk to you guys.
Oh, Lord, we're about to lose him. Like, gosh darn it.
I'm hungry, man.
So, obviously, 7 days is too long for us to be apart, and we miss each other. And, Subo, he just always likes to cause some trouble, so that way we got something to talk about. It's all right, though. It's
again, ladies and gentlemen, the lies.
Hey, whatever you feel about Die Hard, we'll support you.
It's a Christmas movie, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it's not.
Die Hard 1 and 2 is a Christmas movie.
No, it's not.
It should be watched right along with Home Alone 1 and 2.
Home Alone is a Christmas movie.
Are you sure? Or is it a movie that just happened to happen at Christmas time?
Well, okay.
You know how you are.
You've convinced me. Home Alone is not a Christmas movie.
Home Alone is a case for, bad parenting.
A case of CPA.
It's called CPA right there. How you lose your kid twice? Like, y'all need to go ahead and go to jail. If they had a little bit more suntan, Kevin, he would never see his family again. Ain't that something? Actually, he would have went to jail for multiple counts of assault and battery and attempted murder and everything else. Or being juvenile.
They broke into his house. That was self-defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't a judge in the world gonna convict him of nothing.
How many heavily suntan people win that one?
Florida, he got away with it.
Oh my God. Let's not even get into that because whoo.
Well, let's get to this then. While we're talking about conspiracy theories and craziness, we are, as we all know now, looking at the aftermath of something we didn't want to see, and then also the Tyson fight. So coming out of Netflix's first foray, showing us what a heavy presentation of sports would look like. What's the thoughts of how we could transition, or how the transition of WWE to Netflix exclusively Monday Night Raw will happen in January? Are we nervous? Are we excited? Do we think it's going to be a little bit more edgy since they're showing cheeks and all that stuff?
I don't know. I mean, first of all, they need to do something with that streaming service, because the study before that fight started, that streaming was kind of iffy. I mean, I really understand I understand they had, according to the numbers, they had 60 million people on Netflix trying to watch this fight, and they blew up the internet or whatever they want to say. But that streaming, man, that streaming's got to get better if they're going, especially if they're going to start doing pay-per-views and start showing NFL games. Streaming's got to get way better. You can't be having the screen freeze up in the middle of an NFL football game like that. That ain't gonna fly.
Right.
So that's first thing. Second thing, I can kind of understand Rosie Perez, because she's really into boxing. He is. But Cedric the Entertainer?
Yeah.
What was his purpose? Has he got a comedy show coming up? And they were
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, because they were plugging their shows, Squid Game, Cobra Kai, and a couple other things. So that's what I was thinking. He's got to have something coming up. And that was just a tie-in. They just didn't promote it.
Because I don't see his purpose. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see Cedric the Entertainer's purpose in all that. Now, would that mean that they're going to try to bring in celebrities kind of heavy to help promote some of the shows that they got going on? Kind of stick them in the audience and wrestling shows, and
I hope not.
Promote some of these shows.
I hope not, because that was over the top last night.
It wasn't that bad. I thought there would be more celebrities that would be shown. It wasn't too bad. They were using it during the downtime. It's not like it was happening during the fight.
No.
I mean, they did what they usually do during fights. They show all the celebrities that are at the fight, especially the big fight like that.
Right.
And I mean, you had all your usual suspects that are usually at the fights like that. So, I mean, okay. My thing was the Cedric the Entertainer being on the podium, actually doing commentary. Like,
what's up with your boy Evander?
Who?
Evander Holyfield.
I didn't see him out there.
You didn't see Evander? KG, tell me you saw Evander.
He was out there, and he just got his ass whooped the other day trying to come back and fight. He got knocked out by a journeyman in like 3 or 4 rounds.
Maybe that's why he was a little out of it.
Yeah, because I was actually watching. I didn't watch the undercard. I watched.
Oh, okay.
I watched the 2 main events. I didn't watch the undercard.
Okay. Yeah, the undercard was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. When I saw the highlights of the undercard, I said I was gonna go back and watch it, but I didn't watch the undercard because I wound up watching SmackDown.
Okay.
Between SmackDown and my North Carolina Central University Eagles beating Howard University yesterday. So I was going back and forth on that to start out. So, but that semi-main, boy, that was a fight for your ass.
Yep.
And I didn't see the first one, but I wish I had, because those 2 girls went at it. I'm like, damn.
I agree. You know, I'd say another thing that I really enjoyed is just because it was the sound of a generational time period. was it was good to hear Mauro Ranallo do his thing. And I don't even think you talk about Rosie Perez and Roy Jones. I don't think they were ready to understand how Mauro could just come up with something off the cuff. You just like, what the heck did this fool just say?
No, they weren't ready. They weren't ready for Mauro.
Yeah,
they weren't.
Mauro was on it, boy. I'm like, man. The moment I heard him plug in WWE, I'm like, yes. All we got to do is just, can we get a crossover event? SC State won the MEAC today. Interesting.
Yeah, they beat Morgan State, and after they beat us a couple of weeks ago, they put them in the driver's seat, the MEAC. So South Carolina State will be representing the MEAC in the Celebration Bowl on December 15th.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
On ABC.
Did Colorado secure a bowl?
Yeah, they was already 6 wins. They already had 6 wins. They got 2 more wins. They might wind up in the playoff.
Thanksgiving?
No, they might wind up in the playoff.
Oh.
If they win the Big 12, they'll be one of the teams in the playoff. Playoffs?
So let's say, win or lose. Do you think if they just get to the playoff and lose, do you think Prime will stay or go? I know we talk about wrestling on our show, but still.
He's gone.
You think so? So Shador is going to enter, and then Jerry is going.
Shador's leaving. Travis is leaving. He's gone. He's either going to go to Florida State, or the Cowboys are going to pick him up.
Yeah, I think Jerry's going to throw some serious money his way.
Well,
Michael Irvin was advocating for it.
I don't think he'll go to the Cowboys because he said he does not want to coach pros. They are uncoachable and they are divas. He does not want to coach pros.
Everybody say that until a couple million hit you.
Yeah, if he leaves Colorado, which I don't think he will, I think he wants to build something there. If he leaves Colorado, he'll go to Florida State, but he won't go to Florida State now because Florida State has nothing. And with this transfer portal, he can take his Louis luggage to Florida State. But what does that say? You got what, a 5-year deal?
Mm-hmm.
You roll out after 2? Yeah, what does that say? Who wants to give you a deal like that if you're gonna keep hopping schools?
Right.
That's why Eddie Robinson Jr. had a problem with him because he was like, he not SWAC. I'm SWAC. He's not SWAC. When when they were talking about Jackson State, and I was like, oh, okay, you got a point there. But I don't think Deion leaves Colorado because he's boosted Colorado to the point he's a proverbial god in Boulder. So I'll say that. And
it'll be interesting to see. But I think if they win the championship, I would say at that point he's done his job, mission accomplished. I say he could transition.
He can't win a big one.
Well, I just said if. At that point, he didn't take him from 0 to hero. At that point, those are the situations where you're like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and go for my next challenge, and nobody's going to question, like, dude, you just gave us, the almighty. We can work with that. We've been there. We can work that engine. You just need another high-profile coach. But, we'll see.
But let me say this before we get off this topic.
Well, I was going to let you talk about I was going to ask you about what your thoughts were on Netflix. But go ahead.
Number one, don't put the NFL on Netflix. I don't even like the NFL on Prime.
Well, it's on there now. We got a Saturday. My Baltimore Ravens are playing the Titans.
And it's going to look like Tecmo Bowl. Not Super Tecmo Bowl. Not Tecmo Bowl on the phone. It's going to look like the original Tecmo Bowl.
So just got to get Bo Jackson. So we have Derrick Henry and Bo Jackson. We guaranteed to win?
Yeah.
Bo knows Netflix.
They'll have to do something about having that many people streaming. They'll have to figure out what's going on with their servers. But as far as the broadcast team, people were on Twitter like, why is Rosie Perez out there? Who is she? And I'm like, y'all got to be young.
Right.
We know who Rosie Perez is.
Mookie.
And the simple fact that she knows boxing, and somebody made a statement about something she said about Mike Tyson. She said everything he's been through, it's a surprise that he's still alive after everything, after every situation he's been through. And why would you say something like that? And somebody responded, do you understand what Mike Tyson has been through in his life? This dude wasn't even supposed to make it to adulthood. What are you talking about? He's 58 years old.
Boxing.
I loved Rosie Perez on there. I loved Roy Jones. Roy Jones, I had to keep looking at the TV because every time Roy Jones spoke, he sounded like George Foreman a little bit.
Yeah, he did.
And he had, of course, a wealth of knowledge. And how fast he speaks. George Foreman speaks very, very fast when he's commentating. Him and Lampley, that was like my thing on HBO boxing. But overall, I think the cards were good. The fights were good. But when you got to the main event left a lot to be desired. But I know it was an agreement for Tyson not to hurt Paul and Paul not to hurt Tyson. But Tyson could have knocked Paul out in the first round. But if he would have knocked him out in the first round, he wouldn't have got any money. He wouldn't have got anything if he would have put him down in the first round. And
it had to go at least 4 rounds in order for anybody to get paid.
Yeah. And I looked at it, and even Xavier just said it. He said, man, Tyson could have ducked one of those punches and just what he was doing in training.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an exhibition. Pure and simple. 97 punches thrown and only connected 18 for Mike Tyson. Come on, man.
Yeah,
I don't care if he's 58 years old with a bad knee.
It don't matter.
That was something that was annoying me with Roy Jones.
Yeah,
his legs. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that man's legs. I mean, yeah, he got something going on with one of his knees. He wore the wrap, but you saw what he was doing in training. He looked nothing in the ring like he did in training. Nothing.
Right. Mike wasn't pushing. He wasn't pushing the subject. He wasn't pushing the issue. And also, again, nobody got paid until after the fourth round. Right.
Nobody.
Yep. If you take it in UFC terms, when people would fight Chuck Liddell, he was trying to knock you out at range. He had problem with people that when they got close in, his overhand punch was nullified. So that means your knockout blow is done. So if Tyson was clinching the distance and just working that body, he could take the hits that would have been thrown. That would have been a problem because the knockout punch is no longer in play. But Tyson wasn't advancing when he could have, but he was blocking. So that man, it was all up in here, and he was cognizant about it.
Yeah, Roy Jones was getting on my nerves last night.
But yeah, he was. And Roy Jones should apologize tomorrow on the stream because Morrow said twice, "I've watched that man. He bites his glove."
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
No, he don't. Then Tyson says, "Oh yeah, I would just bite my glove. It's something I do in my fights."
No. Say what he said. Say what he said. He set himself up for failure. He said what he said. Well, no. I got a biting. What did he say?
A fixation or something like that.
A biting fixation. That's what he said. The whole point. And Ariel was like, "Okay, we're not gonna go any further with that one."
But that also makes Mike more scary. Think about that. If he wanted to be Mike and do what he needed to do, like, yo, this dude not only in my head could knock me out, but he may bite me for real. Psychologically, Paul would have been knocked out because you got to defend the punches and this dude's mouth. Come on now. But, they did what they needed to do. They got paid and they sold out a stadium for a boxing event. That's all it needed to be happening. They got paid.
Everybody got paid on that one.
Yep.
We know what the real main event was. We know as far as boxing is concerned, We knew what the main event was.
Yep. And how many people we talk about? Actually, this ties into, that debate, because I saw a couple streamers still talking about how the WWE was getting all the best out of TNA and TNA got nothing. And we talked about it, how TNA got the most important thing. They got the rub of notoriety from the WWE. More eyes on TNA, because now they're like, Jordan Gray, this chick is crazy. Let me go see what she's doing over here. Same thing with the boxers, that were in the undercard. How many of them got noticed for the first time in households that have never heard of their name before? Those two women, never heard of them before. And I'll be honest, me, because I don't follow boxing that much, but now
those that follow boxing know who those women were.
Right. But, for those that have not watched or anything, mission accomplished.
Well, those that did, like you said, that put that.
And that's the most important thing coming out of that.
Right.
Now, to be honest with you, next boxing event or something like that, I may watch it, because all three even were entertaining. I still don't agree with the dude not just taking his gloves off and whooping what's his name's behind when he was hitting him with the ditty up in the corner. Like, did he just dry hump that man? Like, what the heck? And they didn't. Yeah. Okay. Like, ain't nobody dry humping me and they're going to think they just going to square up and be like, all right, let's finish the round. I'm about to whoop your ass up in here.
We got a couple of comments.
It would have went from boxing to UFC real quick, because I'd have kicked the shit out of them. They were like, what the hell? Like, no.
Oh, God.
I ain't diddy that man. Like, what the hell?
Raj brought up an old school name, Cap Boso, off of Tecmo Bowl. That's a name I ain't heard in years. Over on Instagram, Jesse says the ladies' match should have been the main event. I agree with that.
Yeah,
the ladies' match was the main event. The Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was an exhibition.
Yeah,
but it was the last match on. It was the last match on the card.
Yeah,
but it wasn't the main event.
It just couldn't follow the girl. The women couldn't follow that, because everybody would have tuned out. So that was just the booking decision. I get that. We said that in several pay-per-views. Why wasn't that the main event? But
that fight put the butts in the seats.
Yep.
Right.
But the main event was the ladies.
Yeah, and they produced.
And they set it up that way.
Produced.
when you looked at the end credits, what did the end credits say as far as the executive producers? Who are the executive producers of that boxing match, the boxing card?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it.
Jake Paul, and Mike Tyson.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
The only two executive producers named.
Wow.
Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Does that mean that I don't know if he has it already. You probably have his does he get a SAG card for that? Or one of those type of credits, when you get a credit for producing? You're supposed, at a high level, you're supposed to get something out of that. Like some type of access or membership or whatever, I forgot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think he may have his SAG, because he's active.
He already got a SAG card.
But it's something else that they get when they're executive producing. If there's only two, that puts them at a whole nother level of, production. So again, Mike did what he needed to do. But what do you think about? See, we kind of off the rails. Might as well go ahead.
Hold on.
What do you think about the scuttlebutt that Jake is potentially, and I don't know if it was true or a rumor, looking at what's his name?
Canelo?
No. MMA guy. God, I just had his name and it's slipping me. Irish guy. The one that does the
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor, yeah.
Yeah, that's still playing.
Would y'all tune in the next
week? KG, who's the guy that ended up calling him out after the fight during the press conference?
Undisputed heavyweight champion. God, what is his name? I saw that. Boxing.
Was that during a press conference?
Yeah, during the press conference, a tweet came out challenging him. And he said the same thing during the press conference. He said all these guys need me more than I need them.
Yep.
I'm the name. I'm the money.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get paid. They know to come to me.
And that's
why he didn't really call out. That's why he didn't really call out anybody, because he's been talking about fighting Canelo for months.
Right.
And all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I don't have to call his name. He knows if he wants to get paid. He knows who to call.
Yep.
Better beef. I think that's that's who it is. Better beef. He's an undisputed heavyweight champion.
That name doesn't sound familiar.
Hey, to bring it full circle back to wrestling, let me ask you this. After what we seen last night and in general, do you think that Jake Paul would have won the Brawl for All?
Hell no. Those were shoot fights. That wasn't no scripted. That was shoot fights, baby.
Well, I mean, he's had some fights under his belt. Do you think he would have been able to beat Bart Gunn?
No, those were scripted.
Wait, what?
What, the Brawl for All?
The Brawl for All was scripted, because remember, they say
they would
every shoot video that I've seen about Brawl for All, there were predetermined winners.
Well, no. I've heard some, like when Jim Cornette talks about it, he's not saying it's predetermined. He's saying that Dr. Death was supposed to win by design just because Dr. Death was Dr. Death.
And he was a real badass.
But when he got caught, everybody else was like, oh, snap. Now they're panicking because Dr. Death, Steve Williams, the front runner that by design, wasn't nobody going to beat Dr. Death. And, he got caught. Now they're like, oh, snap. We don't know what to do with this guy because he just took out the person that this was designed to put over. Then they had to pivot.
I think they would shoot fights up to a point, and then they were supposed to have an a determined outcome. They're supposed to know because Vince. Come on, we talking about Vince McMahon here. It only happened. That only happened. The reason why Bart Gunn won Tough Enough was because he knocked out Dr. Death.
Right.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question.
But they knew that Butterbean was going. I mean,
and that was my question.
Well,
right there. Did
Bart had a chance. He had a chance.
Did he really win Tough Enough?
The Brawl for
All. Did he really win that? Because if I win or something, and my prize for winning is not a shot at the championship, more money, more TV time. My shot is to be in the ring with Butterbean and get my shit rocked in what, 25 seconds? I don't want that. I don't want to win that bad.
Well, but he had I think if it could have been redone and he would have went in there with the right mindset, he had a shot. Butterbean wasn't invincible. He had a shot. He just
wait. Butterbean was what?
He wasn't invincible. Butterbean's lost. Don't
yes,
act
Butterbean
like he
has lost. But this is at the time Butterbean was knocking everybody out. He was knocking people silly.
Again, puncher's chance. Dana White talks about it all the time. Puncher's chance. It's there. And if he knocked out Dr. Death, it's there.
He wasn't knocking out no goddamn Butterbean.
Butterbean, I'm just saying the possibility could have happened. We can't say definitively.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna use you, Nubian Sumo. If the Nubian Sumo took and put his hands inside of 2 frozen turkeys, and he punched you with it, are you gonna try to fight him, or it's gonna once he hits you the first time, you're gonna back the hell up, ain't you?
Well, it depends. If they have cranberry sauce. Yeah, I may have to, what I'm saying.
I'm creating cranberry sauce. I'm gonna make you leak cranberry sauce.
Because technically, I wouldn't be intimidated because I did lift him up to the heavens and slam him down over
here we go again.
Over by
Harley Davidson. Again, we got to go through his wet dreams again. I mean,
no, but you know what happened. I know what happened.
You know what happened in your damn
Trust
nightmares.
Me, everybody was marking out You know, I felt like Hulk Hogan for real when the
Every
slam
time,
happened. You
every
know how
time
Hogan
you
jumped up
have
and he was
that
like,
wet
"Oh my
dream,
goodness!"
you need to wake
Yeah,
up and call me and apologize.
Mm-hmm. That dude was on his back. Everybody was like, "Oh snap! Oh snap!" Like, yeah, buddy. He came at me, thought he was going to do something. Put him on his behind.
Did I not start this show by saying that he was a liar?
Not about that.
Oh,
Not about that. You caught that L.
About that.
You caught that L. I understand why you don't want to admit it.
Especially that.
You caught that L, dog.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, KG, I'm gonna have to give it to him like this.
Unless you sleep.
You know that happened, Oos. You know that happened.
No, that did not. That never happened.
3030 Peachtree Road, second floor. Trust me, that's hollow ground to me. When the slam happened from around the world. Anyway. Moment in time.
Hold on. I got a couple comments.
Okay.
Over on Instagram, Jesse says, I agree. Paul versus Tyson wasn't no fight. He says, I have a question. Did Tyson look kind of slow to you? He did. It looked like he wasn't moving like he was in training.
He wasn't slow. He was holding back.
Mm-hmm.
And
like you said, he wasn't pushing.
He wasn't holding back. He was holding back. But because he knew he wasn't, if he did go full out and knocked him out in the first, second, third round, he wasn't gonna get paid.
Right.
That was in the contract.
And
in the fourth round, 4 through 8, I'm quite sure it was like, hey, Mike, we give you about a couple extra million under the table. Don't knock this mofo out.
Plus, they both admitted they held back. They both admitted it. They both
Dick was just saying that. He's just saying that to try to,
maybe they were just saying that.
Like,
maybe they were
he knew he knew that if he came and he hit Mike the right way, Mike would have forgot something. Mike would be like, this nigga you saw how he slapped the man when he stepped on his toe. That was an accident. So you mean if you hit Mike the wrong way with some power and piss Mike off, you think Mike ain't gonna turn that switch and stop biting that glove and come after him?
Hence me saying that they both held back.
Mike held back for a check.
To get the match.
Jake held back for his safety.
Okay, they held back for the check.
No, Jake held
Tyson
back.
Tyson ain't gonna. Hey, just like I was in a discussion about the slap, right? A friend of mine in Charlotte. I was talking to her about it. She was like, "Why did he slap him? I mean, because he stepped on his foot. He stepped on his foot, but he could have. He could have knocked him out." I was like, "Yeah, he could have, but he wasn't going to." That was a slap to let him know that he saw him coming, that he saw him, and that he stepped on his foot. So he caught that slap. If he wanted to, he could have knocked him out if he wanted to, but he wasn't going to mess up the bag.
Right.
That would have been a reason to stop. That would have been more than a reason to stop the fight again. So why would he mess up his money? Remember, this match was supposed to happen back in June.
Yep.
Because of something that happened health-wise with Tyson. So, come on. He looking for the bag. He looking for that money. A $20 million gate? How much? And he's executive producer?
Oh, yeah. So he's front end and back end breaking it in.
Come on. Imagine the check that's getting cut on that.
Or checks, because as an executive producer, you also get paid for that too. So yeah, that's got anything, because we know all Mike had to do was just look at Jake and be like, he a light-skinned Robin Givens, and he would have lost his mind. I'm about to eat your kids. We knew Mike was out of his mind when I don't know if you've seen that interview with the young lady Jazzy that interviews all the wrestlers and
stuff like that. I saw that. He started cussing them in front of him and whatnot.
Yeah, like Mike. I don't give
a fuck about legacy.
That's right. At that point, Jake Paul knew he fucked up. Right there, like, yeah, we're gonna have to slide Mike something or convince him not to kill me, because his career would have been over. If Mike would have knocked him out, there's no coming back from that.
Wait,
you
what?
Can't frame that.
What?
Huh?
You can come
if
back.
Mike would have knocked him out. There's no coming back from that.
You realize we're talking about the baddest man on the planet. We're not talking about Joe Schmo from around the block. The
Ain't no
journeyman.
comeback from KG. Ain't no comeback from that.
Hold on. We're not talking about the journeyman that what's the dude that they talk about? He used to use the drunken master style. And he would knock dudes out. Like he would dance and throw 2 punches at one time, but his hands were so quick and so devastating. But he doesn't have a winning record, but he has a lot of classic fights. We're not talking about this dude, even though he was a great fighter. We're not talking about him. We're talking about the most feared boxer in the last who else is more feared than Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson beat fighters at the instructions.
Now, I don't think there's anybody that's more feared. Well, outside of Ali. But I think that was quiet fear because, at that time period, you couldn't say. But Ali just talked. He just pointed. He was like the Babe Ruth of boxing. Yeah. I'm just going to point. You're getting knocked out then. And like, no, pop. He did that shit.
He will predict his rounds. But Tyson was more
said, I'm going to hurt you. And he predicted that.
Tyson was more of a, I'm not going to say anything to you. I'm just going to beat the shit out of you. Now, if he would have beat Jake Paul, let's say he would have came out there and they didn't have this agreement about this first round stuff. He would have knocked Jake Paul out in the first round.
Yeah.
Because Tyson's always, if you notice, and everybody listening, tell me if you noticed it. Tyson didn't even hit his signature punch combo. When he comes around, he gets you to swing, and the whole effort is hit him to the body, right to the rib shot, to make him focus on that, and then come with that uppercut. How many dudes he laid on their backs with that? And he didn't pull that off at all last night?
And Jake was right for it in rounds 1 through 4.
He didn't hit
multiple times.
He didn't hit him to the body at all. Every time he had a shot at.
Well, no, he did tag him once. He tagged him once. I think it was.
And he backed him up.
It was round 2. He tagged him, but he didn't hit him as hard.
Andre Ward put it in perspective for everybody before the fight started. This is a lose-lose situation for Jake Paul. If Jake Paul goes in and he knocks out Mike Tyson, how does that make him look?
You beat a 58-year-old man.
You beat a 58-year-old man. How does that make you look? If he loses, you just lost to a 58-year-old man. So which one is better for in his situation? That he loses to a 58-year-old man, or he's accused of elder abuse by knocking him out. Mike Tyson not only the most feared man, he's one of the most loved individuals because everybody has so much respect for him. Everybody was looking at this fight, expecting to see a glimpse of the old Mike Tyson, of 1990s Mike Tyson, but just from the training tapes, they were just looking to see a glimpse of that. But you wasn't gonna get that because A, the contract, and B, they wanted to take this to 8 rounds.
Yeah.
They wanted to make it a 2-minute round so they could actually do a lot. You see what 2-minute rounds did for the women in the match before that. It was nothing but action.
But a glimpse could also have knocked out Jake Paul.
Out in those last minutes.
You do know why everybody wanted that glimpse, right? Take it back I think it was a couple of years ago. And Tyson was on I think it was his podcast, or he was doing a podcast with somebody. And he was like, I'm not that guy anymore. He's like, I feel like a little bitch.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
Because, that guy, he was feared. And I can't let him out anymore. And I miss him. And then what you saw in training, you saw him coming back. You saw that animal being released. And then when you seen him at the weigh-in, when Paul stepped, and I don't even think it was because he stepped on his foot. I think it's because of the way he crawled over to him and he smacked him.
No, he actually hesitated for a minute. He actually hesitated for a minute. It wasn't until he stepped on his foot that the actual swing came. Because he saw him coming, and he was just like, they were going to do a face-to-face, but then he stepped on his foot, and it was just automatic reaction. It was just automatic. It was just like, whap.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm going to tell you,
see when he saw him coming was like, okay,
One thing that did piss me off, and I was like, man, I wish Mike would have knocked that motherfucker out, was when Logan Paul, when Mike said, I just may, fight his brother. Mike playing around. Logan like, what do you say, motherfucker, I'll knock you out? I'm like,
he was supposed to do that.
Like, yo.
He was supposed to do that.
No, you ain't had to go that hard. Like, Mike, come on, Mike.
He was supposed to do that. I mean, that's all part of
it.
Ho. Nubian Sumo, I got to disagree with you. Hold on.
You gonna say what? To me?
Hold on.
You talk like that? Mike should have knocked him out.
Even if you supposed to say that and you scripted to say that, I would still, my heart would be beating out of my chest. And let me put this into perspective. I don't fear not near soul that walks this earth, right? If you telling me I gotta tell Mike Tyson I'll beat your motherfucking ass, I gotta think twice about that. Not because I fear him. This the same dude that told a reporter, "You ain't nothing but a little bitch. I'll fuck you and show you how much of a bitch you are." Hey, dog, I'm not fucking with that dude.
Honesty isn't gonna always take you.
I'm. You pick your battles. Mike Tyson is not a battle that I'm gonna pick. Now, if you see me walking into an alley to fight King Kong, don't come help me. Go help the monkey. But now, if you see me walking into an alley to fight Mike Tyson, you better bring your ass in there and fucking help me.
I ain't getting there like you. I don't know that dude. Ain't that KG? No, dog. I don't know what that is. That's one of the sumo boys. I don't know that dude. He crazy.
Certain things you just don't do in life. I like living.
Well, while we're still on the topic of Netflix, Raw and SmackDown going to 3 hours come January.
Well, we already at 3 hours of Raw.
Oh, we're 2 hours now.
Wait, when did we go back down to 2? So what? What time is Raw? I thought Raw came on.
It's part of negotiations for USA.
Yeah, they went down
say, hey, can we just be here?
2 hours for like at least a month.
Yeah. Can we just, be here temporarily until we go Netflix?
But now you did read the caveat. It's only supposed to be 3 hours for 6 months.
Right. But still, all it takes, say really 3 months creates a trend. And if the ratings is up and everything is banging, you don't think 6 months will get renewed for another 6?
But
I'm not saying that, or I'm just saying as of right now, it's only slated for 6 months.
Wait. Now, OG Raw was 3 hours to start. They dropped it down to 2 hours when you had Warzone, then Raw's War.
Mm-hmm.
Then they dropped it back down to 2 hours? And we
because by right,
just for USA, because technically they had no home. The contract was
when the contract ended with USA, they had no home. They had nowhere to go. So they put this contract together to be on USA, and they was like, okay, well, we'll give you 2 hours we'll stick you around for 2 hours until you get to Netflix.
Okay.
Because they didn't have anywhere else to go.
Right. And USA didn't have anything to put there.
And you can always put Law and Order in there. But SmackDown.
That's their lifeblood. That's true.
SmackDown has never been 3 hours. SmackDown was always 8 to 10.
Right.
Well, they had a couple.
You had a couple 3 hour specials.
Yeah. But not consistently.
Not consistent, right? Not consistently.
But how do they produce 3 hours if Roman, Cody, and CM Punk, if Netflix is what they want, all show up on Netflix? How do you curate 3 hours with who?
Hello. Same way you did it during the pandemic, baby. You go
on the women.
Exactly. You let the
On the
ladies do
women.
their thing because you got.
You mean
talk
U.S.
about
Championship women?
Huh?
You
You
mean,
got
you know,
that.
Yep.
You got the U.S. Women's Championship. You got Black Girl Magic. You got this thing with Nia and
Tiffany
Naomi.
Stratton and Naomi, yeah.
You got storyline upon storyline, but then not only that, you still got NXT, and then you can have NXT. You got Lash Legend and what's my girl with Lash? Help me out.
Jakara Jackson.
Yes. Yep. You got them. You got so much you can do with just the women alone, where you can just say, hey, it's like we talked about dough earlier. It's like taking a piece of dough and rolling it and folding it and rolling it and folding it and then pushing it out. And you kneading it, and you making this big old thing. Then all of a sudden, hey, I'm gonna make some pizza. You add a little sauce, add a little cheese, add a little toppings. You got something there. You gotta run with it, but you cannot go away from it. They went away from it after the pandemic.
Why is he using it what he's eating right now off camera?
I'm not eating.
Metaphor.
I'm not eating. I'm talking to you.
We can't tell. We can't see you eating something.
I'm not.
That's something on the plate over there.
It's not.
You can also focus on Judgment Day as well.
What you gonna do with that?
Well, there's a lot of things that's going on with Judgment Day right now, because a lot of rumors that are going around about Judgment Day. Finn Balor talking about leaving. You got Jake Paul, not Jake, but Logan Paul, who is apparently gone to Triple H and asked for a tag team with him and Dominic Mysterio. You got there's a possibility, a rumor going around that Rey Mysterio may take over Judgment Day, may turn heel, because he's been wanting to turn heel for a while now, apparently. So yeah, it's a lot going on with Judgment Day right now. They can go in a lot of different directions. You could have Liv Morgan break off with Raquel and Dominic, and do something on their own.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a lot going on with Judgment Day right now. They could go in a lot of different directions. So you can do a lot with Judgment Day at this point, and focus and make that a focal point on SmackDown.
That's true. They're almost making it Judgment Day the WWE's version of the Bullet Club.
Well, yeah, that was
so often you get a new leader, and you get fresh blood in there, and it changes off into something else, and then down the road it changes again. But it's not done towards insulting your intelligence. They plant the seeds all over the place, especially with Balor and Liv Morgan. For that first initial rumor that Balor's been a mastermind, and Dominic is the pawn. So you've got that. Carlito is still in flux. The only one that's just going to get screwed in the whole deal, no matter which way it goes, is JD Vance.
Well, I thought
JD
would get screwed more.
JD who?
Was it JD Vance? What's his name?
Oh my God, JD McDonough, man.
JD McDonough. JD Vance is your vice president, son.
I know, right?
That's the guy you voted for. That's why you talking about it. Yeah, see, it's all coming out now. It's all coming out in the wash now. Yeah, JD Vance. That wasn't no what they call it, a Freudian slip. Yeah. We got a Trump supporter among us. Yeah, we know how you voted. Yes, sir. He told on himself.
Oh, Lord.
Just like his son was snitching earlier today. He got a bunch of snitches and a bunch of people dry snitching on themselves in that house over there, buddy.
Lord have mercy. Couple comments over on Instagram. Jesse says that's why WWE going to Netflix come January 2025. Now you had the United States Women's Championship belt now. And Dean Ambrose from AEW talking about coming back to WWE. I don't see it.
I don't think they would want Dean.
You know what?
That's
Dean
the funny
Ambrose,
part, not him coming. I don't think they want him. They don't need him.
I think he's lost product now. You went on this world tour. You came back as Mox. You did the damn thing. You went over in Japan and did the thing, and then all of a sudden you just stopped performing. And
I just think they overused him. He was good, but then he's just been too, like, when they started pulling, well, we got this issue, put the belt back on Mox. Got this issue, put the belt back on Mox. Like, you got a whole roster of people that are more than, you built the daggone promotion on giving people a chance. But we go back to Mox. That's when I knew, and y'all didn't want to listen to me. Y'all thought I was crazy. But that's when I knew that Tony Khan was turning into little baby Vince McMahon. He was, under the thumb of the network and the sponsors and the advertisers. And I knew it was all going downhill from there. And where we at now, ladies and gentlemen, the same situation. Stuck. Now he can't go left or right if he wanted to. He's stuck because whatever they want on TV is what they're going to have to give. So everybody else just got to play their little BC roles until maybe the network decides that they want to do it. And, okay, go ahead and elevate this person. So speaking of elevation, to James's credit, the Nubian Sumo's #1 vice is happening for the women's U.S. title. A tournament.
At least they're doing it a little bit different with the
right. I'm going to let you talk about it because I figured you would say that. Go ahead. You could talk about your take since this is the bane of your existence.
They are doing it a little bit different with the 3 ways going into the now. Are they going to do a 4-way final, or are they going to do like?
I think it looks like
singles matches for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, it looked like a 4-way from what I can gather, unless there's something else. But I know it's supposed to culminate at Saturday night main event in December. But I do agree that the 4-way thing is an interesting touch. But I was just curious, like, I wonder what the Sumo's going to think about it. It's like,
I would prefer it to be the 3 ways into singles matches in the semis, and then a singles match for the final.
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily want to do it in a 4-way because a 4-way right now, you already pretty much know who's going to be in it.
Right.
Bailey,
so storyline.
Bailey, Jade, Bianca,
mm-hmm.
and I forget who's in that 4th bracket.
They'll probably throw somebody in there like Chelsea Green.
But didn't we talk about this?
No, Chelsea's in Bianca's match.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Didn't we talk about this last week that Bianca don't need this? Bailey don't need this. They don't need the U.S. Women's Championship. You want to bring legitimacy to it? Then show the line of delineation, SAT word, and show me the line of delineation between my already established stars, my Baileys, my Biancas, my Naomis, my Natalias. Now, I could see Natalia getting it. I could see her as the first because she's put in so much work, and as a pioneer, her being the first U.S. Women's Champion would be great. But show me the line that separates my main eventers from my mid-carders, because that's what this is about. This is about your main eventers, and this title is about your mid-carders. Main eventers take the World Championship, mid-carders take the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title. And your mid-carders, you got to see who can hold the strap and hold the company down next when it's time to move up.
Right.
Like I said, it's interesting. But it's interesting how they did it, because if you look at the 3-way, if you look at all the 3 ways, you got somewhat of a veteran, somebody that's already established. You got somebody that is in the mid card, and then you got somebody that's on maybe the lower mid or lower card, or maybe somebody that just came up from NXT in those matches.
Right.
So, I mean, it's interesting how they put those three ways together. Now, you got Bailey, who's in there already. I'm sure they're going to put Jade and Bianca in there. Now, the match to look for is the Jade match with Piper Niven, and I forget who the third one is with them. That's the standout match for me.
Right.
But then I swear I can't remember what that fourth one is. The one that's under the one that's in the bracket under the Jade match, the Jade 3-way.
I get it to you.
Yeah, if you want to look that up and see what those are.
It's Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and Elektra Lopez.
Okay. Go ahead and give all four of them because we are.
All right, so
put it out there.
First one was Bailey, Candice LeRae, and B-Fab. Then,
so like I said, you got Bailey is your top.
Then you got Bianca,
LeRae is your mid card, and
Chelsea Green,
B-Fab,
Bianca, Chelsea Green, and Blair Davenport.
See, same thing.
And that's all the left side of the bracket.
Okay.
On the right side of the bracket, as you mentioned, was Jade Cargill, Mishin, and Piper Niven.
Okay.
And then I just mentioned on the bottom right, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and Elektra Lopez. So
see, it'll probably end up being Tiffany Stratton. Out of that one. So,
which would be interesting because she could lose and cash in to win it too.
Yeah,
I mean it'd be whack, but that would get that storyline wrapped up.
That'd be a waste
out of the heavyweight championship equation.
That'd be a waste of the briefcase to me, but
But I mean, it all depends on what their plans are for WrestleMania, for the long-term storytelling. But this is to the credit for what you're saying, Sumo. What I was talking about with Tony Khan, what we talked about last week, and all the people that could be in the match that should have a clear shot at becoming the first ever women's U.S. championship holder. It would make sense if this wasn't on Saturday night's main event. The moment they booked it to Saturday night's main event, again, advertisers, sponsors, and everything else comes into play, and they want this to be, a super show. You've got to put the heavy hitters in to get the people to watch it. So that's why the Baileys, the Jades, the Biancas, and then whomever else they want to throw in there, that's why they've got to be, on the bill.
It would make sense for Tiffany to come out of this outright as champion.
If possible. That's only if if it is a fatal four-way, the seed continues with Jade and Bianca. They take each other out.
That's what I say. If it's a four-way, then I see Tiffany.
Yeah.
If it ends up being singles like I want it to be, then
Tiffy's out.
Tiffy's out, and I would put
Jade versus
Bianca.
And then Tiffy cashes in.
And this would be their breakup.
Yep. Tiffy cashes in, and then there you go.
Hey, why do we always have to do the breakup? Why is that such a big thing? Why we got to do the breakup?
Nobody that we're close with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. We're close with them if they want to pull the trigger. But outside of that, there's nobody that's going to beat them.
We still haven't gotten a full Monty of Black Girl Magic. We still haven't yet to get, and this is why I said it last week. I said we need a 6-woman tag because that right here, that'll make this a lot more great.
Yep, but last year they were planting a seed for that, for those two to go at each other.
Yeah, but hold on. If
Where
you do it
Rumble's
right,
also going to plant the seed for them to go at each other.
but if you do it right, you can have history repeat itself. And but see, I hate that they leave Naomi out of everything, and Naomi deserves to be in the mix, but also Naomi is a part of them, and it shouldn't be a one-time team up, two-time team up. This should be something always. They should always be together. But what you do is you kind of break it down the way the Mega Powers went down. You put them together, you give them the tag team championships and all of that, and then you have some sort of division, and Naomi's trying to be the peacemaker.
There's no Elizabeth. There's no Elizabeth.
Right.
She's no Elizabeth.
No, but Naomi's trying to be the peacemaker. And then it's like something happens and Jade thinks that Bianca cost him the match or something of that sort. And, you know, I would say Damage Control would be the good foil. But you could put you can put some 3 women together and go for it, man. But this is long-term writing. You don't do it right away. You get the full amount that you should get from it. Almost kind of sort of like, you know, I don't want them to wind up like Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown, where they were all close and then all of a sudden they couldn't stand each other, and you know, then they got back together again, and then Mark Henry turned into sexual chocolate, and the rest is history. But so many different ways you can go with this, but give us what we deserve. And what is that? Black Girl Magic as your tag team champion, because legitimately it's nobody in that fucking roster that can beat them.
Well, they do have it out. If they decide to form a female bloodline, Nia, Naomi, and then you could bring over the Tonga twins, and that would give them 4. Nia and Naomi could take the championships off of them, and it would make sense, and nobody would complain about it. So that is a possibility to give Naomi a tag championship.
I'll take that.
And they could be on SmackDown. That way you have the bloodline still existing on SmackDown while you have Roman and them on Raw. And then, you know, you can have Paul Heyman over there with the women. And then, you know, occasionally he'll pop over and, you know, when needed, be there with Roman. So as a way to do it. But the last thing we'll talk about today with the bloodline lead-in is there's a 5th that's needed for the OGs. That's a rumor mill that it could be CM Punk. Or should it be Cody? What say you?
Xavier says Cody. Of course, Xavier's going to say Cody. I don't think I've met a bigger Cody Rhodes fan, and I'm so proud because I was a big Dusty fan. I was a really big Dusty fan as a kid, and, you know, when people said that the Midnight Ride and Dusty Rhodes is the same person, I was like, no, they're not. I've seen them in the same place at the same time. I don't know what you're talking about. But, you know, and just for Xavier, you know, Cody Rhodes feels it in his soul. Cody Rhodes like Paw Patrol.
Oh, Lord.
He hate when I say he's looking for something to throw. But I think you'll do more with CM Punk. But see, has CM Punk's rivalry or feud with Drew McIntyre really ended? Did they just go away?
So, because there's nothing else we don't need any more storytelling. They could just bump into each other at the Rumble.
Okay.
To which John Cena is rumored to be in the Rumble. While we're putting layers into stuff. But see, you're quiet over there.
He's stewing. He knows he got the answers.
It's already been written. What's going to happen?
You said that already, and then you were, you know.
I know, but and in the word, and to paraphrase Mr. KG, just pull on my T-shirt and follow me. Now, yesterday, it was confirmed, and they went into the SmackDown Lowdown, or whatever they call the little backstage interviews that they do after SmackDown.
Right.
That Bronson Reed is the 5th member of the new bloodline for the War Games. He's their 5th. It's going to be Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins now that he's involved in it, that puts Seth Rollins in a position to where he gets to get a hold of Bronson Reed. This gives him a reason to be in the match.
Right.
So Seth Rollins is going to be their 5th. And the very second that they verify that this is the case, I'm boycotting Survivor Series.
Oh, so you don't have to wear any picks. You're going to give the championship to KG?
I wasn't defending that Survivor Series in the first.
He already said he wasn't defending the Survivor Series anyway. So
I was trying to rope him in. See, I'm trying to help you out.
But no, it'll be 1-on-1 against the both of y'all. I'm out of it. I'm not dealing with it. Because we were promised a bloodline civil war, which does not include Bronson Reed or Seth Rollins. So now I'm done. If they bring in Seth Rollins for this match, which is pretty much a guarantee now, I am not watching Survivor Series.
What if it ends up being Cody? You gonna watch it?
No, actually, I'm going ahead and saying it now. I'm done.
Oh shit!
I'm not watching Survivor Series.
Oh man.
Honest question. I heard the same thing you heard about Bronson Reed. I heard that was the talk of the town and all of that, and I'm just like, what are y'all trying to do, man? And I agree with the Sumo. You know, it's supposed to be a civil war. This is supposed to be all Samoan bloodline. Which Samoans are you going to get? Because
they've already messed up everything.
We've already talked about it. Zilla too.
You got Zilla with 3 belts right now in the independents. 3.
He can't just show up as a special guest?
No.
Yes, he can.
No.
Yes, he can.
They're not going to do that.
All they got to do is recognize the 3 belts.
They don't even have him signed.
You ain't got to be signed.
Yeah,
One night.
It's a contract. Sign a contract with the. Trust me.
It's not going to happen.
If they want to, they have the money in the capital to make it happen.
They do,
So
but they're not. That's not the direction they're going. You see the direction they're going.
They cut that check to those 3 promotions, and they getting the rub for it, and they recognize the championships on live television.
It's already going. It's already in the works.
I'm just saying I'm just answering KG's question of who else is there. Zilla could happen.
There are plenty of people out there. Yeah, they can do that with Zilla. They just signed Lance Anoa'i to start with NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they still got Hikuleo in the works.
Yep.
He signed. They haven't even made an effort to try to bring him into the situation.
Right.
Hell, if they wanted to, they could get the other Uso brother, Tomalo or something, whatever he's called.
Is that the one?
The youngest brother. They can bring the youngest brother in.
Don't they got
right now?
Don't they got a Uso that's nobody really talks to him because he had issues with the law. Which brother is that? That
might be the youngest one that I'm talking about.
Maybe.
Like he's an independent wrestler. They know he's fan, but nobody deals with him because he had a couple of run-ins with the law and things of the sort.
But so did Jacob Fatu.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He was
but
in
no, I
jail.
think his a little bit worse. If you know you want to
How worse could it be if being in independence? Obviously, if you getting checks in the business,
but it's enough that your family don't want nothing to do with you. They say they're starting to come back around. I can't remember who it is. Don't quote me on it.
As long as they ain't rape nobody,
they said the family starting to come back around. No. It was. I think it was. It might have been Dope. I mean, I'm not even sure.
Well, in that case, Ron Simmons. I mean, not Ron Simmons. Ron Killings is wrestling.
What that got to do with the price of tea in China?
Just saying. That's
You're
all.
being messy right now. You're being messy.
No,
but
I'm just saying.
I think you get more out of this.
They got all these Samoans that all these other parts of the Samoan family that they can bring into this, and they're choosing to interject a whole nother storyline into the War Games match just because they can.
Do you? I mean, who do you bring in? Like I like Cody. I think Cody fits in this just like Sami Zayn does.
I just told you they're gonna bring in Seth.
I don't think Seth fits into with this.
Seth fits in because they brought in Bronson Reed. They got the storyline together now.
And Bronson I totally disagree with that. Like the way you said it, I feel the way you said it. Like this makes no sense.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
Travesty.
Why not give them their own match? Why not give them their own match in Survivor
Exactly.
Series?
But why
include them into the Civil War?
You know why they don't give them?
I'd rather you do a four-man War Games than include them into the War Games match. Why do that?
You know why they won't give them their own match? Because it's not going to hold up. It's not going. It doesn't have the legs to stand on because this is fresh. This is what, 2 months old? Normally you get at least 6 months of a build before you really get deep in the pay-per-views and everybody into it. Nobody's paying attention to this.
They've got enough of a
they pay attention to this.
They've got enough of a build to where they can do an all Samoan War Games. It's just a matter of them bringing in the new guys and bringing them in. You know, what better way to bring in somebody and have them make an impact than to put them in a War Games match?
Right.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, you put them in first. Put the two new guys in first and give them the 5 minutes. Give them the first 5 minutes and let them go at it and let them have a match. Hikuleo versus Zilla, or Lance Anoa'i versus Zilla, or Zilla versus Hikuleo, or Lance versus Hikuleo. Come on, man. Give them the first 5 minutes, let them go in first. And then, of course, your last two are going to be Roman and Solo. You probably have Jacob come in second.
Yep.
I don't know.
I mean, come on. I mean, there's ways to do it.
Well,
and do it right.
Let me ask a question, and this is just my brain working. Who would be the who would be the proverbial head of the family if Alpha and Sika are gone? Next in line would be Rikishi, right?
No, next in line would be The Rock.
Yeah.
We tried that. He don't know how to play that position because he got to get involved. He don't know how to play the position of peacemaker. So I guess
it's not about being peacemaker though. I mean, was Roman a peacemaker?
No.
Well, Roman was smart. I don't know. This could go so many different ways, and it's like I think it's gonna be a swerve. You think it's gonna be one way, and I think something's gonna happen where Seth and Bronson Reed cancel each other out. Mysterious accident, quote unquote, but something's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, something is gonna happen. The Jacob Fatu swerve is going to happen. Look at what happened. Look at what happened Friday. At the end of the show, you got all 5 members of the new bloodline standing in the aisleway.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the way they were configured. Solo up front, Tama Tonga to his right, Bronson Reed to his left, who was in the back.
Jacob
and Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. You just pushed, and you just pushed Jacob further back behind Solo.
Right.
Jacob is being pushed further and further away from Solo. And as much as Jacob is acknowledging Solo, he's getting pushed further and further away. The last person you see whenever they leave is Jacob. Jacob is always in the back.
Yep.
The swerve is coming. The swerve is probably going to come in Survivor Series.
Setting up Solo versus.
I said it last week. I've said it in the last few weeks when I thought it was going to be Sammy. Whoever comes in as the 5th guy is going to supersede Jacob because they're going to be leaning on that person to help them go over at Survivor Series. He's going to be leaning on that person. So why wouldn't you push Tom? Why wouldn't you push Tama to the back? Why wouldn't you have Jacob where Tama was?
Right.
Right behind Solo. It's coming. The swerve is coming.
Well, you know, it'd be interesting to see.
But I'll let y'all tell me about it because I'm not watching it.
That's what I'm about to say. You ain't gonna watch it. KG, where you at? Show your face so you can tell these people what y'all doing tomorrow.
Oh,
Stop
boy.
eating.
I wasn't eating.
What you been doing? You've been hiding for like 30 minutes.
My camera kept going and glitching and stuff, so I took myself off camera not to mess up the aesthetic.
What you think he was eating that pizza at Sumo?
Nah, he was on a Hot Pocket.
The Hot Pockets.
You know the last time I had a Hot Pocket, man?
About 5 minutes ago, at least.
Nope. I'm not allowed to have Hot Pockets no more.
Why not?
I don't know. I just felt like saying that.
Crazy. So go ahead and tell us, give them a preview of what you're talking about for the Sunday Rise.
Oh, man. Sunday Rise tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. live right here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live and Instagram Live. We will be covering college football. We'll be talking about that BS fight from last night. We will be talking about week 10 of the NFL. We'll talk about the Commanders' loss on Thursday a little bit, and then we'll jump into our nickel, which is our 5 games we think are important to us on Sunday. So, and then also, can't forget this. What you eating? So, got to talk about all of that coming up 11 a.m. tomorrow morning on the Sunday Rise. But before you tune into the Sunday Rise, while you getting up, because I know a lot of people watch this while they in church and stuff like that. But before you go, and before you go to 11 a.m. service, make sure you check out In the Passenger Seat with Matthew Chapin, It aired on Wednesday. We re-airing it tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So make sure you check that out and enjoy what is set forth before you on a glorious Sunday.
I love you, Jesus.
So that's what we doing. What y'all doing?
Sleeping.
Shit, I wish I could.
Sumo may be hoeing around.
Sumo need to answer the door so I can get my daggone belt. So I can. I got opportunities out here in this world.
I'm gonna be working.
Mm-hmm.
I got people calling me, hey man, you champion now. We want to get you in here. We want to do this commercial and things like that. You know.
Hey, read. Just hey, KG, just read the shirt.
Not approachable.
Yeah, keep your ass away from me.
That sounds like a no-knock warrant to me. Just busted the door.
See?
Take that shit. So, all right, peoples.
Hurtful, man. Hurtful.
It's tragic.
Save
your
gas.
That's how I do. But you know how we do. I tell you to diversify your bonds. He tells you.
Konnichiwa, bitches.